Okay, so let's get back then to this particular section here. We're going to turn this very shortly into a reusable component because you can kind of see that we're using it here, we're using it here, and no doubt we're going to use it in other places within inside our potential application. But for now, let's kind of just style this up a little bit more. So let's just move down to the text, the themes text prep settings here. Let's go for a title large like that. I think that's pretty close to what we got. There's a little bit more of a space going on here, so let's now do some item spacing. Let's start with 8. That looks pretty good, and no doubt we're going to want to do some starting and some ending here, just to kind of push our items just over a little bit. So I'm just going to set that as 4 for now, and again, of course, we can customize this as we see fit. Now, once we got that, let's now consider now turning this now into our reusable component. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to right click on this, and I'm going to say now convert to component like that, and I'm going to give this a name. So I'm going to call this container header component, hit create component, and here we are now into our our component. We can't see this particular well, but don't worry too much about that. We can just see the under here the bits that we need to kind of customize here. So just for kind of for demonstration purposes here, these are quite large icons here. So let's put this maybe up to something like, I don't know, maybe 40 or something like that. It's a fairly large icon. And then we've got our title text here. Let's just set some properties here. Let's just have a look and see what this looks like. So I'm going to look for an icon that's going to look like maybe a graph or something like that. What have I got here? That kind of maybe bar. Sorry for bar. There we go. Something that let's have a look here. We just need anything here. Do a search for signal, perhaps. There we go. We'll just take this icon there for now. That's good. Let's just give a little bit of a color here. That's going to set it to be our secondary. It's slightly darker. That is looking pretty good here, and we'll keep that as it is there just for now. So now we kind of got our component. Let's just sort of drop back to our home page there. Let's see what it looks like. So it's looking pretty good. I'd be quite happy with that. Maybe a little bit more spacing just in there itself. So let's go back to our row here. Let's maybe just increase this up to 12. That gives it a little bit more to go with. So there we go. That looks pretty good. So now what we need to do is we need to go back to our component. We need to set some additional settings up. Let's just now expand this particular text out here. So what this now means that if our text now overflows, we're going to see that wrap to the next line. So we've got that kind of expanded out. Let's now set up our parameters for our component. So just up here, let's define some parameters. So this one's we've got the title. Like that. Let's set this as a string, and it is going to be required because there's no point having a header without a title. Let's now set this up here. So it's going to be our icon, and let's go to type and let's set this to be icon here. We'll say that this is not required for the moment, so just hit confirm. So we've got that. So now that we've kind of got set up here, well, let's now map this to our component parameter. With this being set here, choose text here and choose title as the component parameter. We're just going to put in here something for the screen like that, and put a default value as a space there, and hit confirm. And then with our icon, we know that we've kind of got this set up here, but of course we're going to want to set this up then to be our icon that we've got there. And we can set some defaults here, so let's just do that here. Let's go to signal like that as we had before, set up these icon properties, go here and set the secondary. Now unfortunately with Flutterflow, whenever we pass an icon into a component, we kind of have to set these properties and pass them in. It is just what it is for the moment. Just hit confirm like that, but that is good to go now as a reusable component. Go back to our home page here. So here, let's just set this up here. Let's move down to our component parameters here, and this one is data remaining like that. Don't worry about the full stop. And of course here we can now set our icon. We will set this up to be the signal icon, which is what we had before, like that. And of course here we're going to set our settings here. The color is then going to be our secondary color. There we go. So now we've got this now reusable component, which is fantastic. We can now use this now when we come down to do this particular panel just here. So for now, I'm going to spare the time here in this particular setup of the panel here by setting these items up here. This is really quite straightforward in creating creating kind of text in here. We can do kind of got like a concatenated text here, or we can do, well, actually these are two different styles here. So we're going to have to do a text here, and then we're going to then have to then do sort of like a row with a text field, and then we're going to add another text field on that as well, and just set the spacing in between to get that looking how we want it. So that is really good. The next bit that I will just want to do here is, because we've now created kind of a style to our particular container, we're going to want to now reuse that style across our application. So this is the great thing about Flutterflow. We've got theme style widgets, and to do that, all we need to do is we need to right click on this particular container here, and I'm going to say save as a theme style widget, and I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to say here, this is a primary underscore container, like that, create the style. That now means that when we now come along down here and we just hit the plus here and add another container in, what I can do is I can select that container, move up here where it says theme style widget, I can now choose primary container, and you can now see that it's kind of inherited the kind of the style. The only thing of course it hasn't done is it kind of hasn't moved this out to be the width here, and I'll just talk to you a little bit about that in a second. But let's just kind of set this to be infinity here, and in our column we can now set some item spacing, so just set 12 like that. In fact, let's do 16, just a little bit bigger there, like that, and we have now got two nice panels. I'm just going to head over to the theme style widgets here. I'm just going to point something out to you just here. If I go into the primary container that we've got selected, or we created, you can see here we kind of got these like little lock kind of icons here, these little toggles that we can switch off. So this kind of means that technically, because they're locked, it means that the values that are kind of persisted here won't be applied. So what I mean by that is that by setting, if I take that little lock off there, it means that this, when we set the next panel up, it will also have infinity. By us kind of choosing that, it will kind of ignore that as a property when we apply it to our container. So I'm just going to choose select this to be off. Height I'm not going to worry too much about, but of course I guess if you want to kind of set this as a fixed height container, something like that, then of course you can just set 200. We'll set that as 200 just by default. So that's good. So just save that, and then it means every panel that we now create now, every container that we create will now have that as a start. If I go back here and go up here and I select that again, then I've got 200 now set. So let's delete the 200 out of there, because I kind of want the widgets within inside the container to kind of just almost kind of size the container itself. Right, let's now focus then on building this particular panel out as well. So how do we do that? So the first thing that we need to think about is kind of what we got going on here. So we know that we've kind of got a row here, because we know that we kind of got this particular kind of icon, this kind of positioned just here. So we can see that we've got a column here, so we've got the reusable component that's just here, and then we've got a piece of text that's here. So the first thing that we need to do is introduce a row. We got that, and then after the row we then can introduce the column. Now that column is, as I said, is going to contain our reusable component, but we also need to add into that row is the icon that we need to have positioned kind of centrally within inside this particular panel. So as this panel, or I keep saying panels because I'm used to my olden days of working in different frameworks, but when I say panel I do mean container. So this container could be rather large, but we kind of want this to be kind of more centered into that particular container itself. So let's have a little look then. So what do we need to do in this particular column first? Let's look at the reusable component. So let's get that in here. Let's select the component there, and then of course just underneath that component is the text that we're going to kind of populate just very, very shortly. Now with the actual column itself, we can see now that I think probably the best thing to do here is probably put the text in of our actual components itself. So in our sample we can see that it says UK and Rome beyond, if I can spell, add-ons like that, and everything currently in our column is justified there centrally on the cross axis. So let's move that to the left here. We'll sort the position of that in just a moment like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just expand the actual column out itself, because I want the column to kind of take up all of the available space, with then the icon really just has this fixed size of 24. That means that by not doing that, if I was just to come along here to our component, if I was just to kind of delete that bit of text out, you can see now that it still expands right across there, and I didn't rely on me typing to push that arrow over. So let's just oh, there we go, just put that back in there like that. Let's go back to the column. I think I just undid that particular change there. No, I didn't. That's all expanded out. That's good. So that is looking pretty good like that. And then now I want to kind of just focus on this bit of text just underneath here. So let's get this sorted out. I'm just going to quickly type out the content here. Okay, so there we go, added in the text here. Got a body medium here. Let's just make this just a little bit more sort of lighter like that. And if we want to, we can actually increase the line height as well here. So we can just say sort of like 1.4, just give a little bit more space. Again, these all styling and we can do it elsewhere, but I just want to kind of make it look a little bit nicer here. Now, what we also need to do is with this particular text here, I'm going to consider wrapping this actually in a row, I think. Just going to wrap that in a row, and then I can then work out what I then need to do. So let's have a look at the row here. So if we just expand that row out, in fact what I need to do is I need to go to the text here, kind of expand that out so it wraps, not the row. And then with the row here, what I can do is I can now do the start spacing. So I'm just going to guess at this and say 56, not bad, 58. I think that's pretty well in alignment. We're going to have to do some alignment adjustments in a second, because in our column we're going to want to move this over as well. So I'm just going to set 12 there, and I'm going to set 12 on the right like that. Then our overall row, what I can do is on our end spacing here, I could just put 12 in to bring that arrow just across. We're going to sort this out in just a moment here. And then our start spacing is absolutely fine. But then our column, we're going to want to kind of make sure that we've got kind of maybe 12, not there. Sorry, go to our column, select the right one. We need our 12 spacing, so start and end like that, just to sort of pad things out. I think that's looking pretty close to what we've got here. So we just need to adjust this. You can see that we've kind of got text wrapping here. That's kind of the effect that we would probably would like to have if we've got a kind of like maybe an oversized header. But in this particular example, what I could do is just really kind of go into the component now and just reduce the font size here of that particular text. And perhaps that's a good time to do it. Let's move down to a medium size. So just drop that down a little bit, and then you'll find that we're now looking a little bit better. You can see we've got a bit more of a gap going on. Perhaps I've been a little bit overstretched there with the actual gap there. In fact, probably item spacing can be removed like that. So looking all really, really good. We're just going to sort this arrow out here. Let's go here. Let's see. I can simply type arrow in here. I should get the what I need there. And it's just going to be then the color is going to be then our secondary color here, that's slightly darker. That's looking good, and I'm pretty happy with that. Let's just set the icon up here, go in here. Let's just look then for what we got here. We got a lightning light. In fact, I think it's a bolt or something like that. There we go. Let's just choose one of these here. Let's just maybe choose that one there. That's fine. Let's just set that 42. I think the icon was, and the color I think is then secondary as well. So there we go, quite happy with that. And again, remember, this can now be converted into a reusable component. And what you would typically do here is you could then pass in then the icon again. You could create a parameter there for the title, and of course any of the kind of the text. And then of course you've kind of got this particular icon here. Now typically users would be sort of hitting their finger on this whole panel here. So you could, if you wanted to, if this was a component, you could either sort of do on the actual container itself, you could put an action on the back of the container, or if you want to be a little bit more specific with inside that, then of course you could do a callback maybe on the icon, or certainly an area around the icon there to give it a little bit more area for the finger to touch. And then of course you could then create a callback parameter that you could then down here set the action to what's going to happen when the user selects that. But again, I've got loads of videos inside the Academy that talks about callbacks and all that kind of stuff, so feel free to explore that. So that is looking pretty good as this particular panel. Really happy with that. Let's now move then on to creating this particular panel, because there's a few little sort of quirks in amongst that, which is worth sort of covering. So let's go and do that now.